Okay, so the parade.
The parade started as naturally, finally, we're going to have a Puerto Rican parade. And the lady that was trying to move it up was kind of like a Mildred Fernandez in that she was doing something we really, really wanted, but she has a unique way of getting you on your last nerve. But she was one of those persons that even now, you say her name and everybody knows who that is. And she's an elderly lady now, and she's, aging. So it's, I don't want to be disrespectful. But at the same time, she was the person saying, why don't we do this? She got it moving. And she started it under one entity, and then when she couldn't handle it anymore, I think there's another entity doing it now. And I think in the last couple of years, there was a brush of push on with it or not push on with it, but forces came in that realized this is not the time to let it drop like we don't care. So it was small in the very beginning, maybe 2 blocks. The first Calle Orange in Orlando was literally a 2-block closing of one sector. Okay. You had Frankie Negron, Son by Four, the newbies of that time. I'm not sure if Huey Dover, no, he was at the...
Remember about when that happened the first time?
Oh, I'd have to backtrack and try to calculate years.
This is apart from Fiesta Medina, or is it another morphing of the Fiesta Medina?
No, it's after Fiesta Medina.
Okay.
Fiesta Medina was now blossoming.
Okay.
And a group came up with the idea to have something like similar to Calle Orange, and it became, Calle Ocho, and we became Calle Orange.
So Fiesta Medina seguía, y Calle Orange
was another festival.
Okay.
So now we have 2 ways of doing Spanish heritage. I think it's interesting that all those festivals come at different parts of the year than one has Spanish heritage and actually celebrate it. Yeah. But that keeps the Hispanic thing going all year long. See, that's our Latino culture. Is like we will find a way to celebrate all year long. You have a problem with it, but we don't. I cannot believe that Calle Orange has morphed in a 2-block closing. That was a big thing, that we got to close down Orange Avenue for 2 blocks, right? And it took like 3 years of planning to get this done. To now, all of downtown, you can't even travel. They have to have multiple parks for the different stages that they set up for the reggaeton and the salsa and the this. So now I don't go because I park here, but I got to walk 10 blocks to see this show, this group, and then I got to walk another 15 blocks to make it to the stage to see the other group perform. Whereas before it was one stage and you just walked around and got all the artesanía. That was great. All the local artisans would go in and you would buy stuff you hadn't seen in a long time. And then, okay, it's time for the next show. Run up and get as close to the stage as you could. So now it's just too much for me. That's how much it's
I never
grown.
go. It doesn't appeal to me.
And Medina wore dwarfed from the little park. Same thing, one stage setting and all the little local business areas, buses parking in there so you can generate money, and I haven't had arroz con gandules in a long time, let me go over there, somebody, things like that. Or bring a friend, come on, you're going to taste all our food today at the festival. That morphed out into such a huge park that it was also impossible to deal with. It's so huge. But at least it's alive and kicking, that now others that come here don't feel like there's nothing here for me. Oh, there's plenty here. Yeah. I just hope you have the energy for it now. Yeah. But Calle Orange was 2 blocks. Wow. And that was like, wow, we closed that Orange Avenue for Latinos. Yeah. And now who could be down here and not go to a Calle Orange? Yeah. Even if you're not Latino, let me go over there and set up a booth because I know they'll buy this, they'll buy this, they'll buy that. They already know. If you got jewelry, bring it over there. Somebody's going to buy something. You got artwork. How many artwork? I mean, this guy, Obed Gomez. I mean, he started out as working out of his in a home, bringing every now and then to a little showcase. Puerto Rican open up, I'll put up a bed thing and see if anybody, and now he doesn't even have to really promote himself. He's such a known name, and you've got a few other artists like that. But that was like, okay, let me go there. I write my little picture, my little lithographs of Obed. I love his stuff. And that was a way to meet other people who also have something other than just the music connecting you.
Did see, now this is interesting because I'm asking about the parade and we're talking about Calle Orange. Nothing wrong with that. No, that's fine because that's the. But did the parade have that? I mean, do you get that same kind of excitement about the parade?
I never got involved with the parade thing, mainly because in the beginning was again the little. I call it the factor mentality. You put somebody in charge, and then that person abuses of their power at the time, and you just make it impossible. So. To me, another parade, I mean, like I'm used to them, but I wasn't involved with the entities that were maybe parading. And I was at a point in my life where that just didn't appeal to me.
And Professor never joined the parade?
I'm not aware of it. That the Professor, at least the years I was on, that was not part of our thing, worrying about it.
Yeah.
But that was their forte, and I'm proud and I'm glad that it exists. But it's not something I particularly participate in.
Well, and I've been interested when I asked you about the parade in New York. You said you didn't really go as a kid, and then you said you did once you were an adult.
Yeah.
And the same thing, you were like the things that you're saying you like in Calle Orange. You were talking about the parade in New York. You were saying I like to buy the artesanía especialmente.
Well, that was the Fiesta Patronal in Puerto Rico.
That was the Fiesta. That's right. That wasn't the parade.
I love going there and see the artisan.
But I'm interested in the people who are here, the kind of memories they bring of other parades to this parade. Do you see what I mean? But if you didn't, how often did you go in New York? Did you just go once or twice? Did you go?
Well, let's say as an adult, if I left at 26, we're talking maybe 5-6 years that I went.
Okay.
And I can't say I went faithfully to the parade. Maybe I saw the last piece of it or something, I don't remember, but I remember doing the parade because it said, first of all, it was the first week of June, so we were out of school. So it's definitely one of those things that kindly signaled summer vacation.
Yeah.
So it was easy to know I didn't have to miss it.
Yeah.
So unless something kicked in, there was no reason, if it rained or something, there was no reason not to see the parade.
Yeah.
And it was good to be there because we knew that we had to have numbers watching it to prove that this is something we wanted.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened here, except that, again, the in-house fighting with the parade was a matter of who has more power. So to watch the end result, the first two parades were really sad, but at least they happened. So I was there. I remember watching.
What years are you
I don't remember at all. I don't even remember where they were.
Okay.
I don't remember where they were at all. And then after that, I got involved in some other things. So the parade didn't, and it wasn't like a scheduled time that I knew exactly. Like in New York, I know it's the first Sunday in June. I couldn't tell you right now when the parade is here.
Okay, it's switched to, I think sometimes it's been in the fall, sometimes in the spring.
Yeah,
I had
so
trouble keeping track of it.
If we ever get back to, if you want to do more with Professor information, I can get you the person that started it.
And, but I should know more about that.
And she's also very involved with the educational and the Meta Consante, because she's also on it.
Who is she?
Evelyn Rivera.
Oh, that's Evelyn. I know Evelyn.
Okay,
yeah,
so she probably has more information on the parade.
One of these days I need to talk to Evelyn. So
she might have more information on the parade.
She started, Professor.
And she knows Mildred Zapata.
So that's why I was wondering, when you were talking about the woman who started the parade, were you thinking about Mildred?
Yeah.
Because there was actually another woman who started the parade,
okay.
which is kind of interesting. And people, and I wasn't here, but I know
what
this.
Was her name?
Her name was Laura Mullenhoff. And she was from Puerto Rico, Mildred being from New York.
Right.
And I don't know how much that plays into it, if at all. But, and so when you said the first two were kind of, that's why I wondered which ones you were thinking about. Mildred's first two or Laura's.
Oh.
Mildred worked with Laura in the beginning, and the very, very first one was actually in 1990. So it would have been the year you got here. And then the next year, I think, was kind of flojo because there were a lot of financial issues.
That might have been what I saw.
And then Mildred was kind of in there, and it became her thing after that.
She was very vocal about a lot of things. The problem with Mildred was that when she would go somewhere, let's say, I hate discrimination. But, if you're going to go there and say very negative things, you're not helping the anti-discrimination thing. I'm just using it as a very vague example. Mm-hmm. So, I can't even give you examples, but she was a very poor speaker, so it made her a very poor representative of the positive things she was trying to convey. And she's kind of like the one that's in trouble now. She just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
We call them the two Mildreds because I think they're.
Oh,
but anyway, I don't mean to get too bochinche about them. But
I never got to know them close to know. And do I have a wrong perception of them, or are they like that on the outside? But once you get to know them, they're really nice. I didn't get to know them.
Both Mildred and Laura have been wonderful to me. I've talked with them. I've thoroughly enjoyed spending time with both of them. So I can, and yet I go out and ask these questions, and I start hearing.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's really the comments people make about them, because I've never gotten to get to. I've met them at different occasions, like a conference or a convention. They're there. Hi, how are you? I mean, but to say I know them, I can't say that. So I can only judge by what people have said.
Well, I guess for me as an anthropologist doing this research, and this is going to be a dilemma as I try to write about this parade, which I may end up not doing it if it's too hard. But I'm not, if what I'm looking at is two personalities that are clashing, I'm not that interested in writing about that and saying,
it doesn't help.
But what I'm trying to understand is what's happening in the community here. What are the issues for people, and how is that combining or not to kind of promote Puerto Rican presence.